Hi everyone, and welcome to our first annual SoMeDocs Investing. It's the SoMeDocs Investing, Financing, and Real Estate Conference, one of our many online conferences. I am delighted to be chairing this conference. My name is Dr. Donna Coriel. I am an internist turned serial entrepreneur. I am really, really excited for this conference because I'm bringing together such incredible speakers on a topic that we all need. I hope that this intro serves as useful. I put it together to be entertaining. Will, after I'm finished with the intro, I will actually screen share and I will show you exactly how this conference works so that none of you are confused by exactly how this works, exactly how we can learn together, and it's online because I build these events to be just like in-person conferences. Okay, so um, again, I'm the actually the founder of SoMeDocs. I don't know if I mentioned that, and I'm going to be your MC, your organizer, your overall chief of keeping things running smoothly, or at least giving everybody that illusion. And I'm thrilled that you're here with me today, whether you're joining us live or you're catching this later through a replay, because either way, you are making time for yourself, your growth, and your financial future. Now, many people who sign up for our conferences actually watch later because of life, because of work, because of call schedules. And I get it because I'm a physician too. And I have been there working long days and wanting to catch amazing events like this and not being able to fly to actually learn from them. And this is part of why I built these conferences. And this is exactly why we make these events so flexible. So for some of you, that means tuning in now. And for others of you, it's going to mean watching at your own pace with a VIP access afterwards. So however you're joining, you are in the right place. Now, before we get into the logistics and tonight's lineup, I want to take a moment to share why this event and SoMeDocs itself even exists. When I first started SoMeDocs, I wasn't setting out to create another online hub or conference brand. I wanted to build something that felt missing, a space where physicians could connect, learn, and grow beyond the bounds of clinical medicine. And of course, if you've been following us for some time, you know that we're now extending even beyond the physician and bringing in others in the healthcare team because healthcare is a team sport. So it really is a place where we can talk about what really drives us, right? Our creativity, our need for autonomy, our purpose regained, and even our financial freedom. Because here's the truth, we were trained to save lives, but no one ever really teaches us how to build them. We mastered physiology, we mastered pathology, but not the art of wealth, leadership, or innovation. And these are all things that we cover in conferences. That's left many of us feeling stuck and feeling stuck financially, professionally, and even creatively. And I really do believe that that contributes to our burnout. So SoMeDocs was created to change that. It was created to give my peers a home for exploration and education. This conference in particular is one piece of this larger puzzle, and hopefully it's going to help us understand how to protect what we earn, how to grow it wisely, and how to think strategically about our future. And even if we don't solve all of those issues, we will at least start those conversations. And honestly, just by being here, you've actually taken a step that most people never take. You've stopped reacting to your circumstances and you're starting to learn how to shape them. So now one of my favorite parts about hosting these events is seeing how many of you stumble upon SoMeDocs for the very first time, and are saying, I had no idea all of this exists, right? Because while this week focuses on investing, SoMeDocs covers so much more, right? We're a full ecosystem of learning. We have resources that I'm hoping you're going to get familiarized with over the course of this week, and experts and discussion in areas like AI and healthcare, entrepreneurship, leadership, writing, sleep, writing and publishing, that is, obesity medicine, menopause, private practice building, and so much more. So if you're new here, welcome. You have hopefully unlocked a much bigger world of opportunity that we have built here than you may have expected. Now let's make things a little bit more interactive, even for those that are watching the replay later. If you're live with us, please take a moment to say hello in the chat. Tell us what where you're joining from, or drop an emoji that describes your goal for this week, for this conference. Maybe a little house if you're curious about real estate, or money if you're here for general investing, or a light bulb if you are someone who loves learning new things. By the way, on my Mac, I press down that Option key, Command, and Space bar. In case you guys don't know how to do that, I learned a while back and it's come in really handy. And if you're watching later, we still want to hear from you. And I've got a challenge coming up, whether you're live or not. So I want all of you to head over to our private practice. I'm sorry, to our private, we have a private practice Facebook group too, to our private doctors only Facebook group called Doctor Side Ventures, which is the interactive space. I'm going to go over that later. And I want you to introduce yourself. It doesn't have to be the second, it can be later. I want you to tell us who you are, what you do, and what drew you to this conference. And that's it. No scripts, no pressure. I'm hoping that we really establish some human connections, because that's missing in healthcare. And because what I have built here at SoMeDocs is not just about learning from lectures, it's really about learning from each other. And as you know, that virtual networking session at the end of every conference that we host is my favorite part of it, and really the most useful part. And a small and important note, when you do share, when you do post, please don't include links. So no websites, no events, no promotional material. And it's not because we don't support what you're doing. We do allow it in the comment sections. But in the post itself, we want to keep things link free to avoid marketing confusion and to help really maintain a space that feels safe and genuine. So intros, yes. Links, no. But yes to connection, collaboration, and camaraderie. 100% yes. And yes, there's also going to be a little extra incentive. I always love doing this. I've started to do it in the last few conferences as we've partnered up with new business. We're doing a giveaway. So if you share something about this conference on social media so that others hear about it, maybe it's your favorite quote. Maybe you're taking a screenshot of me and you're posting it, or maybe you're taking a screenshot of Dr. Cohen, who's lined up ready to give his talk, or the next speaker, or the next one, or a takeaway, a pearl. And of course, our speakers love getting tagged as thought leaders. And definitely tag SoMeDocs so that we see it. You're going to be entered to win your choice of one of our exclusive swag items on givethemswag.com. So you could head over there whenever you want and take a look at all the shirts and all of the hats and beanies, and you could pick one that you want. And you can even pick the ones that are part of social campaigns. And we could talk about that a different time. We're going to pick a winner towards the end of the event, so you have plenty of time to join. And it's definitely a fun and easy way to help us to spread the message of physician empowerment. And who doesn't love free swag, right? Okay. So let's talk about what's coming up tonight at 7 Eastern Standard. In about 20 minutes from now, Dr. Stephen Cohen will lead Finances for Young Physicians, a practical, engaging session that's relevant for anyone who feels young in their financial journey. And then at 8 Eastern Standard, Dr. Michelle Cho Dorado will help us shift focus to the next generation with empowering our children with financial literacy. It is going to be inspiring talks, I am sure, and hopefully tying in everything that we do here together, because wealth without wisdom really doesn't change much. But teaching financial literacy through compassion and through camaraderie, that changes everything. So we will have live chats throughout. So please feel free to share your questions and reflections and insights, even as the talks are unfolding. We welcome you to click that chat button right in the Zoom and to chat away, even when the speaker is talking. It will not disrupt them because I've specifically asked the speakers to turn off that chat function so that they do not look at that. Hopefully, they will remember that. And likewise, if you're someone who is distracted by that live chat, just click the chat button and it'll turn it off. Okay? Um, the Zoom link that you're on right now, if you're here live, you can save that because that's the same Zoom link that we're going to use for the entire conference, except for the networking session at the end. So bookmark it, save it, tattoo it to your brain. Of course, I'm joking, but anything that's going to help you remember and not ask where the Zoom link is, because this is it. And if you're a network member, if you're a network level member, you're going to automatically get 1 month of replay access. And if you're not and you want even more time, you can upgrade to a VIP ticket, which gets you 6 months of access after the live sessions wrap up. And that's how most of our audience experiences SoMeDocs. Many people prefer to watch later, to pause, to rewind, and to really digest the content at their own space. So those are options that are always there for you. Now, that VIP ticket pricing does go up at the start of this conference. I just haven't had a chance to change it. So if you are at all thinking about doing it, purchase now because that price is going up from the pre-conference pricing. Now, before I show you how everything works, I want to leave you with this thought. Physicians are trained to think critically and stay humble and save lives. But somewhere along the way, we stop thinking of ourselves as builders. I started SoMeDocs to challenge that, and in so many ways, because I really feel like you can be a healer and an innovator. You can really care for others and you can invest in yourself at the same time, and there is nothing wrong with that. And actually, there's everything right in it. You can work inside the system and imagine something better beyond it. So, thank you for showing up live or later. Thank you for choosing to keep learning and thinking differently and believing that growth is really worth the time. So, let's get started. I'm going to walk you through exactly how the conference works. So I am going to actually share my screen. I'm going to do a screen share of my screen. I just want to make sure everything's set up here so that you're looking at the right things. Here we go. Share my desktop. Okay. I'm going to minimize this. So you are looking at my screen. Let me just click out so it's just the few things I need. Okay, so you are looking at my screen, and this right here is the landing page of our conference. I'm actually going to duplicate it so that I could show you the front of SoMeDocs. And this is our platform. So this is doctorsonsocialmedia.com. If you've heard of that name floating around, I hope that I am going to convince you to actually click into the website and take your time looking through because it is expansive. Doctorsonsocialmedia.com. This is the front. These are our 3 public arms. But I'm going to skip immediately to our conference's landing page because this is why we're gathered here for the finances, investing, in real estate for healthcare professionals. Now, whenever a conference goes really well for us, we usually run it additional iterations. So a lot of our conferences are in their second and even third iterations. This particular one is the first time that we are actually hosting it. So here's our conferences page with all the conferences in it. These are our past conferences, now evergreen content. I'm really, really proud. Now, what you need for this conference exists in this landing page. And if it doesn't, I'll show you the other places to find it. This is the menu on this page. So you can, for example, get an upgraded VIP ticket. You can look at the speakers. You can look at the agenda to check when the schedule is and when someone's talking. Look at our sponsors. Look at the chair. That's me. Look at the swag that's specific for this conference, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to quickly take you through it. Of course, we create a promo video every conference of ours. By the way, we also, of course, bring in expert speakers. So if you're an expert on things, become involved. Scrolling down, these are our speakers. They are wonderful. We actually already met ahead of time in a pre-conference meetup. And you can click into any of them to find out more about every specific lecture. So this exists in more than just a title and a name. You could click into, for example, this particular lecture, you could see quickly a little snippet of what she plans to speak about, and then you could scroll down, you could listen to her in a promo, and you can also read more details about her in the details section right here. Now, most of our speakers are actually SoMeDocs members, and thank you for that. And so if you scroll down to Dr. Stephen Cohen's talk, you can click in to who he is, and you actually will be taken to an entire profile. So you can find out so much more about our speakers, and we love it that way. I built it this way because these are more than just people that are sitting there across from you online. This is more than just a human, and it's more than just an expert. It is somebody that is an expert, and it's somebody that has so much more to them. So this is not just a profile, it's a portfolio. So if you scroll down, you could read so much about him. He's chosen to show where he practices. He's actually lectured for us before and will be lecturing in other conferences. And he's also written articles and gone on episodes with us. And you will see that there's different kinds of portfolios on our site, depending on how different each person is, what each person is building. So that is all of this. That's a little bit about the speakers. Again, the agenda is here. You could purchase VIP access. I want to take a minute to thank our sponsors. I want to thank Anderson Advisors. They will have a representative speaking at this conference, actually. They are built into it. I will just scroll up really fast to show you. And that's Toby Mathis. He's going to be speaking about protecting your assets. So thank you so much for being a sponsor. And additionally, thank you to InCrowd, who is also a sponsor. You can find both of them on the landing page, and you can visit them in the buttons right here. So this is kind of a static landing page. You can't really interact with anyone on it. You could just read about the speakers and read about our mission and look around and look at other conferences. But I've built this to be like an in-person conference. So what's missing here is that camaraderie, that networking. Now we've set that up. First of all, we've got a networking session on the last day. That's a speed virtual networking session that I think is the best part of every conference. I urge you to put that down on your calendar. You can find it in the agenda. You can also, there's a calendar button right here on the landing page to add it to your Google Calendar. But I urge you to come to this. The faculty is going to join us there too. So it's a great way to kind of get more personal with your peers and with the experts. The other place to interact is the interactive Facebook group. So I am going to show you that really quickly. Before I do, I just realized I forgot to mention that this button right here is for VIP ticket holders, where you can access all of the footage that's already recorded. Nothing's going to be there now because we're just starting. But at the end of today, there will be today's lectures and so on and so forth. And additionally, there are CME credits that you can get for this conference, and I will be adding that in here as well. That's an additional, that's optional. And we work with CMify. You add about $50 for the year, and it covers you for the year for any of our conferences to get reflective CME credits. Now, this is Facebook for all of you that are on Facebook and familiar with it. If you have not already joined our Dr. Side Ventures Facebook group, that is going to be where we actually interact during this conference when we're not live in a Zoom. So I'm going to click in it to show you what it looks like. This is a group. It looks similar on your end, but this looks this way to me because I'm an admin. But the important part is right here is the menu and the three buttons on the side of the menu. So you are going to click those three buttons and you're going to pin the group. It will say pin. It's already pinned for me. And you're also going to manage notifications above that, and you're going to click all posts because you want to make sure that you hopefully get notified about all the posts during our next 4 days of this live event. Additionally, Facebook is kind of wonky, so I do still ask you to check into the Facebook group and scroll through it just to make sure you haven't missed anything, because Facebook will not notify you about everything. I invite you to, like I said, introduce yourself. I invite you to place comments in everyone else's posts. I invite you to meet each other. This is how we make impact. This is how we build. Notice in this menu, there's a featured section. That's really important because it's going to be where I pin the important posts. I'm about to I'm about to post the schedule and pin it up there so that you have it and you can quickly go to the featured section and find the that post. Other than that, that's it. I'm very, very excited to be hosting this. I'm actually going to open things for questions. So if you're here live, I thank you for taking the time. We are going to start in about 7 minutes. Please ask your questions now while we have time before we begin. You can always email us at SoMeDocs@SoMeDocs.com. As I wait for questions, I do see a chat, and I'm going to stop sharing and look, but I do want to say that I am going to slowly, over the course of this conference, share with you slowly, piece by piece, some of the different resources that we have. And I am sure that many of you, if not most of you, are going to be blown away and say, I had no idea that this exists. So, yes, we do exist outside of Facebook and outside of LinkedIn. We do exist in our own platform, and it is growing many, many resources and with many, many of you. So, I am so, so excited to be at leading this. And I'm going to now look at the chat. Oh, someone introduced themselves. I love it. I'm not going to say who it is because, just for anonymity purposes, but I would love for you to also take this intro and to introduce yourself just like this in the Facebook group, because there we're going to interact. When I close this Zoom session, and I'm sure most of you know what a Zoom is, but maybe some of you don't actually know what a Zoom is. But when we close this session up, you won't be able to see what people wrote again. So it's great for live purposes. It's great for sort of sharing some of your deep thoughts, but it's definitely not great for continuing our conversation. So someone wrote, I'm a mom and a doctor with my youngest about to head off to college. I'm here because I want to be intentional about what comes next. This conference feels like the right place for the next chapter. Thank you so much. We are so happy that you're here, and please feel welcome and supported. Everyone here is warm and supportive. We're here to see you succeed and to talk about investing in finances without it feeling dirty, because it's not. So I'm so excited that you're here. And then there is someone who said, I'm from San Francisco, and put a little money bag. So that means he's here for the investing. And someone else said Los Angeles, California. Another person said, hi, I'm from New York, interested in learning about investments in general. Amazing. By the way, if any of you here know about investments and are not part of the faculty, don't be shy, right? That's part of the Facebook group. Post in the Facebook group, but also become a member, reach out. Let's get you into these conferences, because I have a feeling this is not going to be the last one of our SoMeDocs investing. I have a feeling we're going to be on a second iteration. And then there's a Richmond, Virginia with another money bag. So we got two money bags interested in investing, and I am sure that we're going to cover that. So it looks like we are just about to head into our first speaker. So I'm going to turn off the chat. I'm going to invite you in warmly to this 4-day event, whether you're here live or you're here through VIP and watching this after the fact. Please don't be strangers. Please become members, at the least at the profile member if you're healthcare professionals, and come to our networking sessions every month, and to this networking session on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So enjoy the conference.